everyone. How's everyone doing? So apparently I gotta go back to the mall because I forgot to get some stuff today. So I thought I'd come live to you guys really quick, and I'm looking for some shoes that I've hand us, Nate. I have been trying to figure out a lot of staging and how to make him look really, really good in his... I'm live on Facebook. I'll call you later, Tim. Don't worry about it. It's just someone being retarded. So I think I'm just going to show you guys some stuff. Okay, I'll grab his blanket later. Hey, Kitty. What's up? Hi, Heather. Okay. So far, I've figured out quite a bit about Landon Awake. A little bit about him. And he has more of a chubbier body than he usually would have. And so instead of fitting 0 to 3 month clothing, mainly jackets, he wears 3 to 6 month clothing in jackets. So he had to steal his big sister's jacket. Yeah, so she has to get a jacket. I haven't tried his winter suit yet that he got from Nicole because it's too warm here still. So I thought I'd show you guys a little bit of how I set him up. Just gonna grab my... Now I have learned so much already since Nathan has been home. Since Nathan has been home. Hey, Kenny! I've learned so much since Nathan has been home how to... Just gonna grab my phone and put it back on now. I've learned since Nathan has been home to how to stage him correctly to make him look really, really realistic. And now today in the mall when I went, sadly I wasn't live. Okay. Sadly I was not live to you guys, but someone at Mr. Sub thought he was realistic, and so I made them feel like, yeah, he is, but really, you know, he's a reborn doll. Oh, nice. You found a ride home then, hey? Okay. Okay. Everybody see Nathan? Yep, I think that's pretty good. So I'm just going to show you guys a little bit how I get Nathan ready for going to the mall. Now I do have real life kids, just trying to figure out how to fix this. So I do have real life kids. They're now toddlers. Well, they're not really toddlers, but they're actually, yeah, I think they're mostly toddlers now. Sadly, I have a different way of setting them up. There. And I have more than one kid, so I'm very experienced. Basically, this is for any kid, mainly for reborns. A little boy. I gotta find his suitie. I don't know where it ran off to. Came home and took it off him and it flew. Basically, because I don't know where it went. So what I usually do is I like to put scratch mittens. Now these are washed, but they're still very, very dark navy, and I don't trust it for getting onto his vinyl. and ruining his vinyl, and I don't feel like I want to strip an arm and redo it. So I grab a sock first. I grab a socky. There's one. And now we'll work on his second hand. That's an open hand. I usually leave his hands alone because his mittens have been drying for the last 3 days. They've been really wet. So, yeah. If you guys don't know this, I do live in an apartment that I can't put anything in a washer because you'd have to pay money. And no way in hell am I paying money for laundry. For kids' clothes. Screw that. Okay. Just put his sleeve up like that. And then I'm going to grab his little scratchy mitten. And then I'm going to bring his jacket down, carefully of course, to not ruin his arm. And then we're going to work about with his feet. A little bit of things is Canada. It gets kind of cool, but lately it's been very, very warm. Now, this is actually how I learned how to do this with all my other kids. When my very, very first kid, I actually had her in my care, so I know exactly how to look after a baby. Now, another thing is, I have fallen in love with these gray socks that I've had for 2.5 years, actually 3.5 years since Danny was born. And I just love them on Nathan's feet. I wish we still had a Target, because I'd go buy him another pair, because I just love his little gray socks. So what I usually do is, he's been wearing these a lot because they're a lot warmer than his Mickey Mouse. A little warmer than his Mickey. And I find that they complete his ensemble a little bit more. He is getting a new jacket soon from Gap. I'm just trying to save the money. It is not a full black. It is a white liner inside though. Like right around here, and even inside it's white liner. And it has Mickey Mouse ears, so it's very, very cute. And then it has a little badge here that's a Mickey Mouse badge, but I'm trying to save money for that for him because it is Baby Gap, guys, and Baby Gap is expensive. I think this will be his, so the shoes he's gonna wear again. Now this will be our second time going to the mall tonight. Yeah. So what I usually do is I have him, I don't tighten the socks up too much. I go like that. Hang on to it like that. Since I'm not going to be at the mall for very long, realistic, he's about 3 months old. I take one diaper with me though. One diaper I would, if I'm there for only an hour, 20 minutes there to walk, 20 minutes there to walk home. That's about 40 minutes there just of walking. So maybe if I'm there an hour and 35 minutes, I'd probably only take maybe 1 or 2 diapers at the most. Give me a minute, guys. So I'm just going to grab his other shoe. And I'm going to show you guys. I don't even know who's here, so just let me know who's ever here. Whoever is here, let me know. This is also a reborning trick. I've actually have gotten so well of, actually it's taken me a little while to be more wanting to change him more. It's taken me a little longer to be more bold and more braver of getting him in his car seat, putting his stuff on. Yes, he is very extremely fragile, but today in the mall, when I was in the mall, I just took all his blankets off, had his Afghan on him, and everybody looked at him thinking like he was realistic, right? Like, this is the way I stage him. And I've watched a lot of videos of how to do it. So here we go. I'm gonna finish this. So I'm just gonna grab his sock again with my hands like that. And I'm just gonna do what my dad would have done. Even if he was putting on a pair of shoes for himself, he used to never liked having tight sockies on his toesies. Alright, Nathan, that was your great grandpa. He would have loved you. Okay. Now, if they're too loose, you want to make sure there's no fringe or no folding in the shoe, because even if it was a real kid, it would be extremely uncomfortable with him. I'm just going to tie up his shoes. Oop. And I am going to have to find his passy clip in a couple of seconds, because I don't know where it ran off to. Sorry guys, but a messed up bed. I usually do make it, but lately I have not been feeling very well. Okay. So we'll get, when he's ready to be buckled in, I usually always use a light blanket or a warmer blanket, depends on the weather. What I usually do is always check on the weather before I leave. So if there's snow coming or there's winters coming, I'm not leaving until I have a ride or I basically take a bus. So I have his passy clip, and tonight before bed I'm going to be changing his passy to something different. This is his passy. This is the one that's one of my favorite ones from Nuke itself, and I love it because it's just so cute and it's neutral. The passy clip itself was made by my best friend and my sister Nicole, and I absolutely love the passy clip. It's very, very cute. So I'm going to show you guys how I do my car seats and how I buckle any of my children in. I treat Nathan if he was a real baby. Nathan is treated fairly. He is looked after like a real child. And he's loved, he's kissed. I try to make it look realistic as possible, even at home. Yes, he is a doll, but in my eyes, I've always wanted a child. And having this chance of having him here in my care, this is basically what has helped me with so much. So I'm going to show you guys of how I do his buckle in. So he is a big baby. He is a 3-month sculpt, but because of my car seat, he's only on the first notch. In a Graco, he's actually on the 3rd. Uh-oh. what I do before I buckle him in, I make sure the side and the top and the bottom is all neatly fixed up for him. And he's cozied and warm. There we go. I make sure his ass is all the way back, so I'm just gonna gently feel back here. Make sure he's all the way back. Okay. So guys, I'm going to show you on my iPad before I call Tim on my tablet to see where he's at. That was just a thing, but I use text now quite a bit if I'm live on YouTube or even on Facebook. I use text now all the time as my second device, so I'm not paying extra money a monthly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the weather to see how weather is outside right now and if there's snow involved. Now, let's say the scenario, I took Nathan, it was end of November, and I was Christmas shopping. I'm at the mall, and I'm stranded, and there's a mountain. Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting really fed up with people calling me when I'm live. So, got my number? Don't call me when I'm live. Anyways, let's just get going again. So, okay. So it is +8 here where I live, and it is beautiful weather out there, and it actually is the same temperature that it was this afternoon that I walked home from the mall. So I'd love to show, so around noon it was at least +5, and it's a little bit warmer now, and it's going to get quite cold by 6 p.m. So I know by 6 p.m. I should be back in the door, and by 6 p.m. I know that he's going to be extremely freezing, so we're going to have to take a couple of short trips home. And what I'm talking about short trips home, guys, is we have a leisure center very close to home, very close to us, and we have a leisure center very close to us that I would definitely go in, and I'd sit there for 10-20 minutes to let the vinyl warm up, and then we would mosey back home. Even if I never had Nathan, I would do the same thing. So that means it's going to be +6, and that means I'm most definitely going to be wearing my winter parka. That's if it still fits. Okay. We're going to buckle him in. It's very, very, very extremely easy, and I love these kind of car seats now, because all you have to do is just hold this buckle. Mine's different than anyone else's, but I'm in love with this car seat because it is an amazing car seat and it is pretty cool. Alright, I'm just going to hang on to this. And then I'm just going to bring his hood down a little bit. I'm going to bring it back a little too. And then I'm going to bring it back a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is, yes, you never put an infant with one of these at all. But I've learned if you can pinch the straps up on his shoulder, and I have quite a bit of fabric or straps, it is not tight enough. Safely tight enough for any kid. I'm going to tighten it up a little more. Okay. Not going to let me tighten it anymore because it's going to strangle him. Sorry, Nathan. Okay, Now what I'm going to do is turn his head. Today it was this way. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to get his passy. And since his head's this way, we're going to put his passy clip here instead of here. And then, he's not ready yet. He's just about ready. Alright, so he has everything else ready to go. He needs his lovey. And he needs his blankie. And I'm saying his blankie because his blankie went hiding a couple minutes ago. So I have to go grab his blankie. And he loves his blankie. So I got his blankie. And I'll show you guys how I also staged my stroller to look realistic as well in the mall or anywhere I go. So here is his blanket. What I learned when I had my first kid, when she came home from NICU, was to do this. Okay, we're going to bring his hands down, and we're going to go get his lovey. Now, what I love about his lovey is it is so like a blanket. So when he holds him, he kind of also keeps him toasty as well. Now, you can have him have his lovey like so, if you really, really want to have him have his face covered. Or, since it is his hands are showing, and his hands aren't open on this one, and his open hands are showing, he can have his lovey in this hand. Okay? Don't worry, he ain't gonna ever fall. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take you guys to the stroller, and I'm gonna show you guys how I take him around and how he's staged when he's safely in the stroller. Guys, and I'll also tell you guys right now, is don't worry, he's going to be fine, and yeah. Okay, so let's go to his stroller. So I'm going to have to go grab him too, but I have my tripod. So I'm going to bring his travel system here, and I'm going to leave it right here while I go grab him. Okay. So since it is going to be quite cold out there, I could put him in a snowsuit, or I can give him an extra blanket. So I'll show you guys what I'm about to do. grab his ducky blanket that I bought from, we used to have, a long time ago, we used to have the heck is it called? Target. We're gonna grab the canopy. Make sure the canopy is snug. And we do this. So basically it looks like that when he goes. So it's never gonna blow in. There is a vent here, but his feet's so nicely covered, even with the other blanket inside and this again as well on him, it'll keep him really, really toasty if that was a real kid. So that's how I stage. And I love this stroller. I actually am in love with my stroller. It is a great stroller that I've bought years, well, not even a couple months ago. But no, this is what he'd looked like when he's going for a walk, what a lot of people see. And when he's in the mall, what I usually do, grab everything. If he has one blanket, and I just have him go like this. And if I don't like want anybody else to see him, I go, because my hood's a little bit bigger, I usually go like this. And if I don't really want people to see him at all, I go see him like that. And then all people see is part of the top of his head. And that's how I make him look really realistic when he's off on his little glory way of the mall. And he looks absolutely precious in his travel system. And he loves walks, guys. Nathan, say goodbye. Say goodbye, bye, son. Say bye-bye, son. Bye, everyone.